Hi, it's Sunny Chapman from the Salty Olive and creator of the Feast or Famine No More course. And I'm here for episode 5 of my IGTV channel. And today I want to talk about there's actually a lot of quotes, but there's a couple that really stand out of quotes about money. And so I want to talk about that today. I want to talk about money. I want to talk about why I want to talk about money. And I want to talk about these particular quotes and the issue that I have with them, even though I completely see the point of them and I completely agree on the one hand. So you'll probably be super familiar with a lot of quotes and a lot of messages about don't focus on the money. Don't focus on the making of the money. Don't focus on the money. Focus on what you love. Focus on giving back, and then the money will come. There's a lot of quotes, and there's variations of this, but they're all over the place, and you'll see them everywhere. And I absolutely understand what those quotes are trying to say, and I absolutely agree with what they're saying. And what they're saying is that if you focus on the money and you expect that it's going to fill the hole, then you're going to arrive with the money, and then you're still going to have to fill up your well, so to speak. You know what I mean? It's about, if you make it about that, you're not going to find, it's not going to bring you that fulfillment you're seeking. So you might as well start by creating that fulfillment. Absolutely. 100%. Yes. The money is filling of one need. It's not going to fill any hole, just like any other need, any other want won't either. That can only be filled by one thing, and that is your own sense of self-worth. And so 100% agree with that. But here's what I wanted. There are 3 reasons why I take issue with these quotes that tell you not to focus on the money and focus on giving back and focus on doing what you love and leave money out of the equation. And the reason, reason number 1 is that is a bit like telling someone who's wandering through the desert, dying of thirst, to not focus on finding water for themselves, but focus on finding water for other people. Focus on how good you're going to feel when other people have water, or how good you're going to feel when you give your water away. Focus on that inner sense of fulfillment. Don't focus on the water. And the problem with that is now not only are you dying of thirst and you desperately need water, but you're also carrying the thirst of millions of other people, and how you're failing to give back to all of them and give that resource of water to them too. So not only are you failing to find water for yourself, you're failing to find it for everyone else. And you're failing to make it meaningful. So now you've got a couple more failures on top of the original failure that you were already feeling that you were in a way. You already had your need, and then you've got a bunch of needs piled on top of that. So a bunch of new ways that you're losing, in a sense. And that is not what's needed right there. When someone's dying of thirst and they need water, it is okay to focus on their need for water. It is okay to say, I need water, and to focus on finding water. And it is the same with money. It's okay for you to focus on finding water when you need water. It's okay for you to focus on finding money when that basic human fundamental need, which is just like water and food, a basic human fundamental need is money and livelihood. When you're going after that, there is absolutely nothing wrong with focusing on that. Just don't forget yourself and don't forget why you're doing it. Take that all with you. Yes, absolutely, 100%. Take with you ways that what you want to do with it in the future. As you're going through the desert, take with you ways in which when you find the water, what you're going to do with that. When your reservoirs are full, when your well is full, right? But don't beat yourself up and don't take on those messages that you need to be not just finding water for yourself, or that it's bad to find water for yourself, i.e. money, or to focus on money. But yeah, so I've made my point there. I don't need to go on. But the second part of my what I want to talk about that is that money is a taboo subject that we're not supposed to talk about, and as such, it comes with a great deal of shame. Anything that we don't talk about and are not supposed to talk about has a lot of shame around it, right? And we're carrying a lot of shame around money, and that interferes with our ability to create and sustain money and livelihood from our work. So to de-shame it, you need to be okay to focus on it. You need to be okay to talk about it, and you need to be okay to talk about numbers. Which brings me to reason number 3. Reason number 3 is that women in this society are really disempowered around money. We have been trained to be caregivers, not receivers, and not to focus on the money. So it's a cultural thing and a societal thing that it's mainly been in the domain of the masculine, of men. And it's okay for them to talk about numbers, and it's okay for them to talk about money because traditionally they have been the breadwinners. And in our history, and that's changing, that's very much changing now. But that's why it's so vitally important for women to be okay to talk about money and to talk about numbers and to do all of that. And that is okay. So we need to de-shame it and re-own it, and that's okay. So if you are reading some of those quotes and feeling, or some of those messages out there, and feeling conflicted about your desire for money, and then these messages about that, I just really want to encourage you to let that go. Just really, you don't need to carry that with you because it's just going to be a drag. So just, yes, the quotes are pointing you in the right direction of don't think that it's going to be the answer to everything. No, just like water is not going to be the answer to everything. It's just going to quench your thirst. And then once your thirst is quenched, you're going to be like, oh, okay, now what am I going to do? What am I going to do with that? And that is what I want to empower you to do. So feel okay about going after more money if that's what you want and need in your life and business. You don't need to be conflicted about that. It's just like you getting water. It's the same thing. It's just as innocent. There's no shame around it. There's no shame in making that part of your goal and part of your mission and part of your vision. There's no shame in that. You don't need to make it all about everyone else, which kind of brings me to a little bit of a fourth point, which is that women are also conditioned to be givers and caretakers. And so it's really easy to take quotes like that are very well-intentioned and turn them into, okay, well, I'll just bypass my needs and take care of everyone else's, make it about everyone else's needs again. I'll just bypass what I want and what I need as if I'm not an important part of the equation, right? And you so are. You are. And you need, part of bringing that worth in is going to feel that very thing the quote is pointing to. By giving yourself enough worth to say, yes, this is part of my needs and I need this and I'm claiming this. You are changing that whole narrative for womankind, for yourself, for your family, all around good stuff. So I got to keep this under 10 minutes, so I got to go, but I hope you enjoyed that, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. I would love to hear if this was helpful or not helpful or whatever. All right, bye.